Have you ever forced yourself to finish a daily walk while your knees were screaming in protest, simply because a doctor told you it was good for your heart? If you are over 65, that advice is putting you in danger. Recent warnings from leading heart surgeons suggest that walking through chronic pain is dangerously overrated and could even increase your risk of a life-altering fall. But the good news is you don't have to choose between your heart and your knees. Today, I am revealing 5 gentle, expert-backed alternatives to walking that boost circulation right from your chair. Please stay with me until the end, because the 4th method is a simple hand technique that lowers blood pressure, a secret most seniors have never been told about. Exercise number 1. Seated leg pumps. The first mistake many of us make is assuming that simply sitting in our favorite chair to watch TV is what weakens our hearts. But that's not entirely true. Sitting, by itself, isn't the real villain. The real danger lies in sitting completely motionless for long stretches of time. When you remain still for hours, gravity quietly does its work. Blood starts to settle in the lower parts of your body, especially your legs. This is why you may notice your ankles puffing up like small balloons, or your feet turning cold as ice, even though the rest of the room feels perfectly warm and comfortable. What's happening isn't mysterious at all. It's a simple biological reality that becomes more noticeable as we get older. Your heart is an incredibly strong and reliable pump, but even the best pump struggles when it has to pull blood upward from your toes all the way back to your chest, working against gravity every second. When we were younger, our muscles, veins, and circulation systems helped out effortlessly. But with age, those support systems grow weaker. The valves in our veins don't snap shut as tightly as they once did. The muscles in our calves, the so-called second heart, don't contract as powerfully to push blood upward. So when you sit without moving, your heart ends up doing all the heavy lifting alone. It's trying to keep blood flowing smoothly, but without help from your muscles, the blood slows, pools, and creates pressure in the lower legs. That's when swelling appears. That's when the numbness, tingling, and icy cold feet show up. And if this becomes a daily habit, the long-term effects can gradually strain the heart more than most people realize. This is why even small movements, wiggling your toes, lifting your heels, flexing your calves, or simply standing up for a minute, make such a huge difference. They give your heart the extra support it needs to keep your circulation strong and your energy levels steady as you age. This is where the science of the seated leg pump comes in. Doctors and physiologists often refer to your calf muscles as your second heart. It is a fascinating mechanism. Every time your calf muscle contracts, it squeezes the deep veins in your leg, shooting blood upward and back to your chest. Without this pumping action, your main heart has to work twice as hard, beating faster and straining itself just to keep circulation moving. This stagnation is also a leading cause of dangerous clots, known as DVT, which can be life-threatening. Let me tell you about a patient named Robert. Robert is 78 years old and lives in Ohio. For years, he struggled with terrible fluid retention in his lower legs. His doctor kept telling him to walk more, but Robert would get dizzy and out of breath before he even reached his mailbox. He felt like a failure. But then, we tried a different approach. We taught him to use his second heart. Robert started doing seated leg pumps while watching his favorite old westerns on TV. He made a deal with himself to do 20 reps every time the show went to a commercial break. The result was incredible. Within just 2 weeks, the swelling in his ankles had gone down significantly. But more importantly, he told me, I finally feel like I am participating in my own recovery. He wasn't running marathons, but he was no longer helpless. So, here is how you can do it too. Sit upright in your chair with your feet flat on the floor. Keep your toes on the ground and lift your heels as high as they will go. Hold it for a second to feel that calf muscle squeeze. Then, drop your heels and lift your toes up toward the ceiling. That rocking motion, up and down, is the key. It breaks the psychological barrier that says you are too weak to exercise. You can do this right now, and your heart will thank you for it. Exercise number 2. Wall push-ups. This brings us to a very sensitive topic. Many older adults experience a gradual hunching of the posture, a tightness in the chest, and shallow breathing. We know we need to strengthen our upper body, but the idea of doing a traditional push-up on the floor is terrifying. The fear of not being able to get back up is very real. However, neglecting your upper body strength is a mistake. Weak chest and back muscles contribute to poor circulation around the heart and lungs, making it harder to take those deep, nourishing breaths that keep our oxygen levels high. Wall push-ups are the perfect solution because they activate the chest, shoulders, and core without ever asking you to get down on the floor. But there is also a profound psychological layer to this movement. Many seniors carry a lot of emotional pressure in their chests. Anxiety, grief, and the stress of aging can feel like a heavy weight sitting right on your heart. Physically opening up the chest through gentle movement can actually help release that pent-up tension. I remember a remarkable woman named Dorothy, who was 82 years old. She had grown quite frail over the years and lived in constant fear of falling and breaking a hip. Every day felt like a delicate balance between wanting to stay active and the worry that even a small misstep could lead to disaster. When I first suggested she try push-ups to strengthen her muscles, her eyes widened as if I had just proposed something utterly impossible. She looked at me as though I were out of my mind. But then I showed her a gentler approach, the wall push-up method. It was simple, safe, and could be done right in her kitchen while waiting for her morning coffee to finish brewing. Dorothy decided to give it a try, committing to just 5 of these wall push-ups each day. It was a tiny routine, barely noticeable in her busy morning, but it was a start. A few weeks later, she came back to me with a smile that lit up the room. Her voice trembled slightly as she shared something that deeply touched me. She said, "I thought my body was too old to be strong again. I believed the best years of my strength were behind me. But now I see that my body wasn't finished. It was just waiting for me to give it permission." That moment stayed with me. Dorothy's small daily effort reminded me that age doesn't have to define our limitations. Sometimes, all it takes is a little courage, a simple routine, and permission to believe in ourselves again. Even the oldest, most fragile bodies can regain strength when we nurture them with patience, consistency, and hope. So, let's give your body that permission. Find a sturdy wall or even use your kitchen counter. Stand a few feet back, place your hands at shoulder height, and slowly bend your elbows to bring your chest toward the wall, then push back. It is safe, it is controlled, and it reminds you that you can still support yourself. If you are still listening and you find these tips helpful, please take a moment to comment on the phrase number 2 below. It helps me know that you are here with me, prioritizing your health. Exercise number 3. Seated leg lifts. Now, let's talk about that feeling of being stuck. Have you ever sat in your recliner for a few hours and felt a deep, heavy sluggishness, as if your batteries have been drained? That is often due to a slowed metabolic rate and poor blood flow. The third effective alternative is the seated leg lift. Unlike the ankle pump we discussed earlier, this movement targets the largest muscles in your body, the quadriceps in your thighs and the hip flexors. Why does this matter? When you engage these large muscle groups, something remarkable happens in your body. You trigger a metabolic boost that gets your engine running, producing heat that naturally warms up those cold hands and feet that often plague people as they age. At the same time, you demand a higher volume of blood flow, which essentially forces your vascular system to wake up from its passive state. And because you are seated while doing this, your heart rate rises gently and safely. No dangerous spikes, no sudden strain, just a steady, manageable increase that strengthens the heart over time. But the benefits aren't only physical. Psychologically, this type of exercise is deeply empowering. It's about rhythm and agency. Every lift, every gentle march of your legs while seated, sends a powerful message to your brain. I am still in control of this body. I can influence how I feel, how I move, and how I age. That sense of agency is critical. It fuels confidence, combats feelings of helplessness, and reminds you that you still have command over your own life. I want to share the story of Arthur. Arthur is a 79-year-old widower. After his wife passed away, he sank into a depression and barely moved. His days felt like endless waiting rooms, a slow march toward the evening when he could finally retreat to bed. He had lost both purpose and momentum. Then, almost by accident, he began doing these simple leg lifts. At first, it was nothing more than marching his legs in place while sitting, an unconscious way to pass time. But slowly, it transformed his day. Arthur told me, "It gave me a rhythm to my day. I didn't feel so stuck anymore." That small, seemingly insignificant motion sparked a profound shift. It reintroduced structure, movement, and agency into his daily routine. Each lift became a quiet declaration. I am still here. I still matter. I still move. This is why these exercises are so important. They aren't just about strengthening muscles. They are about reigniting life itself, one deliberate, gentle motion at a time. To do this, sit securely in your chair. Lift one knee up as if you are marching, lower it, and then lift the other. Focus on a steady, rhythmic pace. Left, right, left, right. You are actively pumping vitality back into your system. Exercise number 4. Hand grip squeezes. This next one is perhaps the most surprising secret in cardiology. We often think that heart health requires moving our legs, but science tells us that a key to blood pressure control lies in the palm of your hand. There is a strong, well-documented connection between grip strength and longevity. Simply put, stronger hands often indicate a stronger, healthier body overall. But even more importantly for you, isometric hand grip exercises, those simple actions of squeezing and holding tension in your hands, have been proven to lower systolic blood pressure, which is the top number on your reading. This matters enormously because high blood pressure is often called the silent killer for seniors. It can creep up quietly, showing no obvious symptoms, until it suddenly leads to heart attacks, strokes, or other serious complications. When you squeeze and hold tension in your hands, something remarkable happens inside your body. You trigger a vascular response that encourages your blood vessels to dilate and relax. This dilation eases the pressure on your heart, helping it pump more efficiently and safely. It's a small, simple action, but the effects ripple through your cardiovascular system in profound ways. I want to tell you about Helen, an 83-year-old woman I had the pleasure of meeting. Helen carried a deep anxiety about her heart health. She constantly felt palpitations and worry, a low hum of fear that accompanied her throughout the day. Small tasks would leave her unsettled, because she couldn't stop thinking about whether her heart was keeping up. Then Helen discovered a small, simple tool, a little yellow stress ball. She began carrying it in her pocket wherever she went. She turned, squeezing it into a ritual. 3 squeezes when she sat down for lunch. 3 squeezes while watching the evening news. Sometimes she did more, sometimes less, but the important thing was the rhythm, the consistency, the act of taking back a sense of control over her own body. Weeks later, she told me something that warmed my heart. It feels like my heart is finally working with me, not against me. That small, deliberate motion gave her more than just lower blood pressure. It gave her peace of mind, confidence, and the reassurance that she could actively support her own health every single day. It's a perfect example of how tiny, simple exercises, performed consistently, can have a powerful impact, not only on your body but also on your mind. Small, intentional actions add up, and in Helen's case, they brought her both stronger hands and a calmer heart. You don't need expensive equipment. An old tennis ball or a simple rubber ball works perfectly. Squeeze it hard, hold for a few seconds, and release. You can do this while talking on the phone or reading a book. If you are surprised by this fact, please comment the word "wow" below. I would love to see how many of you discover this for the first time. Exercise number 5. Seated leg raises. Please note the difference here. While the previous leg exercise was about rhythm and marching, this one is about extension and strength. One of the most common and frustrating challenges we face as we age is the difficulty of standing up from a low chair or getting out of a car. This struggle isn't just inconvenient. It can feel like a loss of independence. The root of the problem is often weakening quadriceps muscles, the large muscles at the front of your thighs that play a crucial role in rising, climbing stairs, and maintaining balance. When these muscles are weak, we instinctively compensate by straining our backs or relying on others for assistance. Over time, this dependency chips away at our confidence, our sense of self, and, most importantly, our dignity. Seated leg raises are a simple yet powerful way to address this issue. By extending your leg straight out in front of you and holding it there, you engage those critical quadriceps in an isometric hold. This type of exercise doesn't just build raw strength, it develops the endurance needed for the small but essential movements of daily life. It's the kind of strength that allows you to rise from a chair, step into a car, or climb stairs without hesitation or fear. I think of Walter, a 78-year-old gentleman I had the privilege of working with. Walter was recovering from a minor stroke and had been struggling with feelings of uselessness. He couldn't help his wife around the house, and each day felt like a reminder of what he had lost. When we introduced seated leg extensions, he started slowly, holding his legs straight out for just 5 seconds at a time. It seemed like such a small, almost insignificant action. But within a month, the results were profound. Walter found that he could walk to the mailbox at the end of his driveway without stopping to rest. He could climb the porch stairs with confidence, something he hadn't done comfortably in months. And then he said something that truly stayed with me: "I regained my dignity." That statement captures the true value of these exercises. It's not about lifting heavy weights or running marathons. It's about reclaiming independence, confidence, and the simple freedom to move through your day without hesitation. Every small, deliberate repetition builds not just muscle, but self-respect, resilience, and the ability to live life on your own terms. To do this, sit tall. Slowly kick one foot out until your leg is straight. Squeeze the muscle on top of your thigh and hold it there. Count to 3. Then lower it. That burn you feel is strength returning to your body. It is the feeling of independence. So now, I have one important question for you. What is the one commitment you are making to yourself after watching this video? I do not want you to overwhelm yourself by trying to do everything at once. Just pick one thing. It could be as simple as saying, "I will try the wall push-ups tomorrow morning while my coffee brews." Or perhaps, "I will keep a tennis ball by my recliner to practice my grip strength." Please share your personal commitment in the comments below. Do not be shy. When you write it down, you turn a wish into a plan. And when you share it, you might just inspire someone else who is reading the comments to take that first step too. Let's build a wave of encouragement right here. And if you found real value and comfort in our time together today, please show your support by giving this video a like. To ensure you continue on this journey with us and never miss another video full of life-changing wisdom, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is more than just subscribing. It is joining a community of friends dedicated to living our best lives together. Finally, think of one person who needs to hear this message today. Maybe it is a friend who is struggling with sore knees or a neighbor who feels stuck at home. Please share this video with them. You might just change their life. Thank you for watching. Stay healthy, stay wise, and I will see you in the next video.